Hello. Let me know if you can hear me on the chat there. I appreciate it. And if you can, we're just going to wait a few minutes for some people to hop on, and then we will get to all the things. Let me guys, let me know if you can hear me in the chat there, so I know that my microphone is working. Are you guys able to hear me in the chat? Let me know. Let me know. Hey, Gina. I am audible. All right. Okay, I'm just going to wait a second here for some people to hop on, and then we will be getting started. So how's everybody doing out there tonight? Let me know in the chat. How are you guys all doing? What's going on with you guys? What's new? What's cooking? How is everybody? It's good to see you too, Gina. I hope you're doing well, my friend. We've got Lucky's View. Herrick is here. I'm doing well. Glad to be here with you guys tonight. I'm not going to be on for too long, so tonight will be kind of quick. Um, just going to give another minute here. We have Freeman of Paradise. Hello. It's good to see you guys. For those of you that are new to my channel, if you don't mind, uh, you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll be getting started in just a second here. A couple little quick things. Couple of quick things to share with you guys here. And then I'm going to be doing some speed reads. So if you want to ensure that you get a reading, there are and will be, let me get my, let me pull it up here. You can donate if you like to prioritize your reading as soon as I find it. But that information should be in the description of the video, but let me try to find it really quick so I can post it. It's a little impromptu here. Okay, let me grab that really quick. Let me grab that really quick and then we'll get started. All right, just drop that in the description for you guys. So if you'd like to donate and skip the line, you guys are more than welcome to do that. Let me make a quick list here really quick and then we'll jump into all the things. Okay, we will go ahead and get started. So before I jump into all the readings tonight, um, I want to. There's a few things I want to share with you guys. First, if you guys haven't already, you guys will want to, at some point, head over to my channel, which you should see on your screen, and you'll see these two videos. You'll see the 1111 portal video that I just posted a couple days ago on 1111. And then you'll see this other video that's called The End of a Difficult Road. These two videos right here are very, very, very relevant to what every single one of you uh, will be going through right now in some way, shape, or form. Okay. So at some point, be sure to go check out these videos. I'm going to tell you why. Now, the reason why you're going to want to check out these videos is because we are coming to the end of a very, very long 9-year cycle. And so this year, when you add 2025, because we're in the year 2025, when you add that up, it reduces to the number 9. The number 9 is all about endings, closing out chapters, clearing the decks, and essentially closure. And a lot of you have some things in your lives, and even some of the questions that you're here asking about tonight have to do with closure, closing things out, ending things, transformation, and preparing for a whole brand new 9-year cycle in 2026, where we start that whole entire cycle all over again. So, this cycle that we're in now, that we're closing out of, began in 2017. So, if you think back to 2017, where were you? Who were you? What were you doing? What's happened in the last 9 years of your life? How have you changed? How have you not changed? What are the themes that have been playing out in your life? The patterns, the reoccurring themes, the reoccurring patterns in your health, your relationships, in your career, in all parts of your life. And how would you like the next 9 years of your life to go? Because we're going to be moving into that energy very soon. So it's very important to keep that in mind. Brandy is here. Hey, Brandy. So good to see you, my friend. So, uh, what I'm going to be focusing on coming up in the very, very near future, there's a lot of changes that I'm going to be making to my channel, but also some things that I'll be doing to serve you guys. And anyway, for those of you that are that come here consistently, um, and one of those things is what you guys are seeing here on my desk here. And so basically, uh, I'm almost finished with my second book. So this is the first book that I wrote about relationships, and I'm almost done with my second book, which I will show you guys here once I get my screen here situated. So coming up here soon, well, there we go. You should see it. So my second book is almost done. It's almost completed. It's called From Lost to Limitless: Unlocking Your True Purpose. And I will be essentially, this book will be teaching you all how to find your spiritual purpose in life. So I'm very excited about that. I'm almost done. This book will be released very soon. And what I'm going to be sharing with you all is what you see here. So what is this fancy looking triangle thing all about? Okay. This is all about figuring out who you are, why you're here, and what your identity and purpose is in life. So I'm going to be explaining this in my book, and I'm going to be explaining this to you all in some upcoming, uh, in some upcoming, uh, I guess, tarot reading sessions or something. Okay. So I'm just giving you a little sneak peek right now about what this is, and essentially how to understand who you are, why you're here, what the meaning of your life is, what your purpose in life is. And when you align with this, essentially with this diagram, when you align your life to what this diagram is, then essentially you can unlock, you're unlocking uh, your highest self. Like you're unlocking your gifts, your talents, you're unlocking the purpose in your life. You're going to understand who you are. You understand why you're here. You're going to understand uh, the types of jobs, the types of relationships. You're going to understand everything in your life that is in alignment with you, and you're going to understand everything in life that's not in alignment with you. Okay. So, this is just a little teaser for all of you. Okay. About what's coming up. And one last thing that I want to share with you guys that that is just a free gift from me. If you go to, I'm going to go back here. If you go to this website, dreamoutloud.center, which is my website, you go to dreamoutloud.center/download, and I will drop this link into the chat here for you guys really quick. If you go to that website, it'll take you to the page that you're looking at now, and all you have to do is enter in your name and your email address. And I'm giving you as an example of by filling in my own. Put in your name and your email address, and then just hit submit, and you will get a free download that's over 100 questions. You can see here it's 32 pages, and it's a questionnaire. And this is the intention of this is for you to audit yourself, meaning you're going to ask yourself these questions, and this is going to help you understand what your purpose in life is. It's very comprehensive. It's very in depth. I spent uh, I spent a couple of weeks creating this. It's completely free. There's all kinds of questions on here that you can ask yourself. And so the intention is for you to sit down, not be distracted, and look through this, and you can go through this PDF. It's completely free, and you can ask yourself all of these questions and go through each section. Now it covers lots of different areas of your life. It covers astrology, numerology, it covers human design. If you own a deck of tarot cards, you can follow the questions there. It's got all sorts of questions for you, okay? Because the theme of 2026 is going to be about new beginnings, okay? The theme of 2026 is all about new beginnings. And I'm not going to get super deep into it tonight because I'm here just to do some quick readings for you. But the next 9 years is going to be unlike any that we've ever experienced in human history. It's going to be very different than any other time that we've ever experienced before. And many of you have a call on your life that's been dormant. You have a spiritual calling on your life, a purpose that's been dormant. It hasn't been activated yet. You haven't come into it. You haven't been awakened into it yet. And you've known it, you've sensed it, you felt it, even if you're not fully aware of it, or maybe you've confused it for other things. And the divine is calling you, and the divine will be calling on you. And so essentially it's time. It's time to wake up. It's time to embrace your call. It's time to embrace your purpose. And it's time to step into the person that you were truly meant to be. And so what I'll be sharing with you guys in the near future has everything to do with how to tap into that, how to access it, how to get that ball rolling in your life, how to transform your life, and essentially not only how to get the things that you want and you desire, but how to become the person that you're truly meant to be, which means, every area of your life, not just, you know, one area or another area, but all areas of your life. So those are some things coming up. I'm just giving you guys a little glimpse, a little preview. And with that being said, we will jump into the readings. So first out and out of the gate, we have hello. So hello, you guys, you can ask your question. And again, uh, tonight will be more quick than not because I'm not going to be on for very long. So unless you donate, which I will, I'll drop that information into the chat again. So unless you decide to donate, everything will be pretty quick tonight. All right. So hello says I've been working on myself this year and taking care of my family. So my question is, will 2026 be what will 20 how will 26 if I can read here. How will 2026 be for me overall? All right. Let's take a look. All right. So, hello for you. What the divine is saying is you're definitely going through a period of transition right now. We see that with the transition card here. And so now there is a caveat to this. So this is not fixed. And what I mean when I say it's not fixed, I mean that you have to participate. And this isn't just for hello. This applies to everybody who's listening right now. And I say this all the time when I come on and I do my live readings. Um, but I'm going to say it again because it's very important. Just because it's not your reading doesn't mean that you should tune out or check out. You're doing yourself a huge, 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 huge disservice because the divine isn't here. Like, and I'm not just, I don't do tarot readings like everybody else does, first of all. Okay. And that's not me tooting my horn or anything like that. I'm just telling the truth. Um, I'm not here to just give you guys these generic, uh, to give you guys generic tarot readings. Like, the reason that I'm here is to serve a much higher purpose than just flipping some cards on here on the table and telling you guys the meanings of them that you could buy your own deck of cards and look in the book that comes with it and figure it out yourself. Okay. Uh, what I do here is I'm here to serve the collective. And so when one of you asks a question, a lot of times that question is while it relates to you personally, it's bigger than that because a lot of times the answer that comes through is not just for the person. It applies to many people. Potentially, it applies to all of you, myself included. So, if I were you, uh, I would I wouldn't tune out just because it's not your turn, it's not your reading, because there's information here that will most certainly also apply to you. So, for hello, you're going through a transition, as many of you are, as many of us are. We're all going through a major transition. We're transitioning out of 2029, not 2029, I'm sorry, 2025, which is a 9 universal year, going into 2026, which is a 1 year. And that's going to be very important for all of you, for all of us. But for you specifically, hello, you're transitioning out of a season uh, where I believe your intention is for you to get connected to your purpose. How do I know that? Because we have the collective here. And what this is saying is that you're meant to serve the collective. You're meant to start integrating your gifts, your talents, and basically you're meant to start serving a purpose beyond yourself. And one of those things has to do with, uh, ironically, creating something. So coming into the new year, and I do feel like this will be in 2026, you're meant to start creating something, which is the start of something. You're meant to give birth to something, create something, begin something. Now, I don't know what that is. The divine isn't telling me what it is, but there's some things here currently in your life in this 9 universal year, which is all about endings and closing things out, that for you, you're meant to move away from. So there's some things in your life that need to end right now. And I have a sense, an intuitive sense that you know what those things are. The question is, you know, will you end them? So there are things that are intended to end. They're meant to end. And if you have the courage to end those things, and if you have the courage to cross this bridge, then you have this waiting for you as well. Renewal. A renewal is the birth of a new you in this case. There's a new you that you've never been before that's going to come out of this egg, so to speak, metaphorically speaking. And at the bottom of underneath that card, we have leadership. So you're meant to start doing something, and whatever it is that you're creating is meant to serve the collective. You're meant to start doing something that's going to have impact in other people's lives beyond yourself. Even if that sounds crazy, even if that sounds impossible, even if you're like, I don't know, that I've never thought about that, I've never, you know, that's never crossed my mind before. Well, the divine is saying it will if you allow yourself, if you allow this process within you that's been stirred up inside of you, allow this process to go to completion, then this is what's in your highest good. Now, what I'm here to do, hello, my dear Jean, my dear moderator. Um, if you're here, if you allow this process to play out for you, hello, then you will recognize and you will begin to feel it because it's always been there inside of you. Now, what we have down here is we have the Ace of Wands, which is just piggybacking off creation. There's the birth of some new passion, some new purpose, some new motivation, inspiration, desire that's birthing inside of you. Again, if you have the courage to make this transition. Now, the Knight of Swords is also saying that there's going to be quick change for you. Some things are going to change a lot faster than you think. Again, if you participate in this energy, because that's what it requires to go across this bridge. Now, next we have the Queen of Cups. This is the new you that you're meant to become. You're meant to step into this Queen of Cups energy, which is very powerful. It's the feminine side of emotional maturity and emotional mastery, compassion, empathy, sensitivity, and nurturing. So I don't know what that'll look like for you, but then next to it we have temperance, which is tied to this Queen of Cups energy, which is another card of compassion, empathy, and moderation. It's a card of blending energies. These two cups. The cups are always emotion in tarot. Now, interestingly enough, this angel, you know, she's got 1 foot on ground, she's got 1 foot on water. So she's grounded, but she's also immersed in emotion because water stands for emotion. But up here, you can see her wings represent duality. There's the dark wing and there's a light wing, and the cups are blending those energies together. So there's something to do with something about you taking things that seem irreconcilable and turning them into something that's powerful. There's things that people are going to experience or have experienced in their lives that you're intended to help them with that they think are irreconcilable, meaning they have no purpose, they have no meaning, it is what it is, and I have to accept it. I have to accept defeat. I have to accept poverty. I have to accept whatever. And your job is to say, no, that's not true. You can change anything. You can turn any you can always find the treasure in the pile of shit. That's what this is saying. But the seven of swords is here is at the bottom of the deck saying that you just have to get out of your own way. Because this is a card of self-sabotage. Or not trusting yourself. One or the other, but basically the same thing. You don't trust yourself. You're not trusting that the divine has been leading you and guiding you towards aligning to what's in your highest good, your purpose in life. And so what's coming up for you in 2026 is an opportunity for you to actually align with your deeper purpose. So that's what's coming up for you, my friend. Um, we had a donation. I think what Tim? Tim, I have to go. I'll have to scroll up here. And just for those of you that are just hopping on, I won't be on for long. So if you want to ensure that you get a reading before I have to go, which is basically once my laundry finishes drying, I will be hopping off of here. Okay, so let me scroll back up. Where did you go? Okay, Tim McKee. Tim McKee. If you donated Tim McKee, let me know. I sent a okay. He sent a donation through Venmo. Okay, Tim, you may post your question, my friend. All right. So first, appreciate the donation. Thank you very much. Um, before I even put any cards down, there's something that I feel the divine is saying that there's I'm getting something about you not trusting a process, and I don't know what that means, but I keep hearing it inside of my mind. Like the divine keeps saying that there's something, and I'm not receiving the details, but you're not trusting the process regarding something. And the divine says, you know, they just need to trust the process. They just need to trust the process. They just need to trust the process. So we'll see what comes out in the cards regarding trusting the process if the divine wants to continue to talk about that. But there's something regarding trust here. Card just went on the floor. Let me grab that. Okay, so interesting. And I have some more to look at here for you, my friend. I have some more to look at for you, but this is we're just dipping our toe in the pond really quick. So the first thing that we have out is don't let pride get in your way. Now, there's an energy attached to this that is just the ego, and it doesn't have to be pride in the sense that like the way that we typically think of pride, like you're being egotistical, you're being prideful, you're being, you know, uh, self-centered, you're being difficult, you're being, I have to be right. It's not that kind of pride. It's more like just the ego in general. Like the mind is interfering. Like it's the beliefs is what I'm trying to say. The meaning and the beliefs and the story that we're telling ourselves is more what this is that what the word pride means. The meaning that we're attaching to the thing more than that you're a prideful person. It's time to take action. Yeah, there's a hesitancy here. There's some type of hesitancy here, and the divine is basically saying, don't overthink this. It's time to just take action with what you know, even if you don't know and you don't have it all figured out. Like the amount of fulfillment, the amount of opportunities, the amount of possibilities that are available to you are in direct proportion to the amount of uncertainty you're willing to tolerate. How much uncertainty, how much of the unknown are you willing to tolerate, comfortably tolerate? How much faith, right? Faith is believing in something that you don't have any evidence for yet. And courage is doing something scary because it's Virgo energy. So there's something that you're doing here. Um, there's something you're meant to be doing. I don't know if this is a business. I don't know if it's a job. I don't know if it's just a new direction in life. I'm not sure exactly what it is, and I don't have to know the details. But we have believe in the impossible. So this is telling me that it's something that your soul is has been calling to you and urging you towards, but it feels uncertain. It feels very uncertain to you at the very least. And at the bottom, underneath that, we have you and your loved ones are safe. So that's essentially just the divine's way of saying, "Hey, I got your back, man." So this is what we call a divine trust fall. It's like and I'm sure you probably know what this is, but the trust fall exercise, which is someone stands behind you, you close your eyes and you stand still and you let yourself fall backwards, and that person is going to catch you. But when you do the exercise, it goes against everything in your nervous system to allow yourself to fall backwards because we're just not wired to do that. All right. So let's get some more advice for you. No. What just happened? I don't know if I am still on the screen. Let me know if you guys can still see and hear me because my computer just did something and I don't see myself on the screen anymore. Yeah, I'm still good. I'm still good. My screen just went black, so I'm like in the dark. I don't know what just happened. Okay, I'm still here. Cool. We'll keep rolling then. I have no idea what just happened with my computer. Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde. Perfect. Perfect timing for some Mercury retrograde. Okay, so there's something, and hopefully you can see this. I don't know for sure. Uh, there's something here for you, Tim, that you're meant to leave behind. So you know, and I believe that you have known for a while that whatever this thing is, it's no longer serving you. You've learned all you can learn, you've done all you can do. I mean, it could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could even be just where you live. But this is saying it's okay for you to uh, you know, to walk away from this thing, leave it behind, take away from it what you've learned and move on to the next thing. Now, we also have uh, time for a nap. And what the time for a nap card is here to tell you, my computer is still doing some crazy shit. All right, I don't know. It's back now, but I don't know if it's going to stay there now. I hope it does. So the time for a nap, Tim is telling you that you don't need to be in a hurry. You don't need to be in a rush. And there's also a need to reflect before you make any huge major decisions. Now, I know that sounds maybe a little bit contradictory to what I was telling you just a second ago, but the divine is wanting you to understand the reasons why, the reasons behind why you're doing the things or why you're wanting to do the things that you're wanting to do. So it's not, how do I describe this to you? There's a tug of war energy inside of you. There's a part of you that this is viewing this from a very logical, practical standpoint based on the experiences of your life, everything in your life that you've experienced. So you have all this experience, and experience is good. Experience serves us. Experience can that we should honor our experiences because that's what teaches us. That's how we learn, right? And so there's that part of you where you've had all this experience, but in almost in a way there's also this part where it's almost kind of not serving you in the sense that sometimes we lean a little too much on the experience and not enough on what's the word I want to use now? Not enough on faith or possibility. Possibility is a better word than faith, right? Because if we all just relied upon experience only, then we would never take any risk. We'd never do anything different or anything new or what have you. We'd all just keep doing the same thing because we're all wired for certainty. We all want certainty more than we want. Most of us want certainty more than we want to embrace uncertainty, taking a risk, because it just goes against our nervous system, it goes against our wiring, right? Our brain isn't wired for pleasure. Our brain is wired to keep us safe. And so when we start to step out of our comfort zone to do something, we experience resistance because the ego gets involved in that experience and goes, hey, this is scary. We don't know what's going to happen. So let's not do that. Right. And so the divine is saying, sit with this and really understand why. Why is this so important? How would this make your life better? How would you feel more proud of yourself knowing that, hey, at least I tried. At least I didn't live a comfortable, you know, a cookie cutter life where I just did the thing that I thought I was supposed to do and right? That's what most people do. They rely on what's comfortable, they rely on what's safe instead of just living the life that they truly desire. Because the truth is, certainty is a lie. Certainty is an illusion. No one has certainty. I don't have certainty. You don't have certainty. We could all wake up tomorrow and the whole world could blow up. I could die. You could die. It's like certainty is a lie. So what do you have to lose? You're never going to lose the experiences you have. You're never going to lose the skills. You're never going to lose the talents, the abilities, whatever you've achieved and accomplished up to this point in your life, and you have those experiences. You're never going to lose that knowledge. So the worst case scenario is you could always go back to the thing that you were doing before. And so the divine is asking you with this time for a nap is not really the forget the words on the card. What it's saying is reflection. It's reflect. Rest and reflect on this. How bad do you really want this? And how bad do how miserable will it be for you? How regrettable will it be for you to keep living the life you've been living, knowing that you could have done something else? Like, I could have done this. I could have done that. I could have tried. And what would I have to lose? I could always go back to doing what I was doing before, right? So there's an element here of the divine asking you to question it. Because if you find a big enough reason why, if you find a compelling enough reason why, if you can find a compelling future and you can convince yourself, because that's the only thing you need. The most powerful force in the universe is influence. And what most people fail to understand is instead of being influenced outside of ourselves in order to do something, we should be the most powerful force of influence in our own lives, right? Like I should be the person who is influencing me more than anybody else, is what I'm trying to say. Now, there's a community of people that you're intended to serve. There's a community of people that is waiting for the gift that you have if you're willing to take this leap of faith. Because I don't know like what this is, but there's some people that need what you have. Whether it's again, you changing careers, you stepping into a different line of work, you inventing something, you providing a service, whatever it is, the world needs whatever it is that you have. And that's what this community card is saying. Like there's something inside of you that's wanting to come out of you, and it's intended to serve a group of people because they need it. Lots of people. The community isn't a small group of people. It's intended to be a large group of people. Now there's a second energy attached to this, and I've never gotten this before, but there's a second energy attached to this that has to do with lineage and legacy and even family. Because whether you realize it or not, and whether you have children or you don't have children, I don't know your status, but it doesn't matter, is that you're meant to be a role model. So you're meant who you're the highest version of who you're meant to become is meant to be seen by other people so they can look up to you and go, man, like I want to follow in his footsteps. I want to learn what he has to teach me. And by doing so, by you know giving this knowledge and putting yourself out there, what you don't realize is that you're you're creating a legacy for yourself, either through direct family or either directly through your own children. If you don't have children, then it's through kind of what we call spiritual children. And what I mean by spiritual children are those people who end up mentoring from you, and then they learn from you, and they see you as a role model, they see you as a leader, and they look up to you in that way, and then they go out and their life is transformed and they reproduce in their own way. They begin to reproduce in their lives the things that you've produced, but they'll just do it in their own way. So your character, your integrity, your gifts, your talents, the things that you impart to those people, they will take those things in. It will shape who they are as a person, and then they will go out and they will begin to reproduce that in their own lives, and so then it begins to spread. And that's to me like that's like the highest calling that anyone could have. It's not what we do that that fades when we're gone, because our money, our bank accounts, the structures, the services, the courses, the books, the things that we leave behind are not necessarily, those things are destructible. They they can be forgotten, they can be deleted, they can be destroyed. But when you change someone's life, and that's integrated into their value system and their character, then they're going to impart that to another human being. That is something that's eternal and infinite. So when you change another human being's life, that's eternal. All this other physical shit out in the 3D world, that stuff is corruptible. It's here one day, it's gone the next day. But who you are and who you inspire other people to be is far more important. Lastly, we have chaos and conflict. Now, this is talking about your internal world more than your external world. And you've been conflicted about this. I sense, I could be wrong, but I feel and I sense you've been conflicted about this for quite some time. And the divine is saying you don't have to be conflicted anymore, which is why the time for a nap card is here, and which is why the time to go card is here. It's saying, hey, you don't have to be conflicted anymore. What's needed is faith and courage. You just need to do the thing, or just try doing the thing, and allow the evidence and the proof of trying and to do the thing speak for itself. And then you'll realize that you were capable of doing the thing all along. You'll realize that this was the right path all along. You'll realize you'll get the answers to the questions that you've had about this thing all along. And you can resolve the internal conflict that you have about it. And who is on your side? The divine is on your side. The infinite, God, source, the universe, whatever name you have for it, the creator of everything is on your side. Your highest power is on your side, guiding you, leading you, urging you, asking you, calling to you. And if you answer the call, my friend, then you get everything. Treasure Island. Treasure Island is not just external treasure, but it's the internal treasure. You get everything, all the things. And ironically, up here in the corner is the number 9, and we are in a 9 universal year. So the divine is saying, this is your year, this is your time, this is your moment. And when you answer the call in 2025, which is a 9 universal year, you're answering the call to this, a brand new life in 2026. A whole new life, a whole new you, a whole new life, a whole new whatever this is tied to, whether it's career, whether it's relationship, whether it's family, whether it's a bank account, whether it's purpose and passion, and all of the above. Because again, the Treasure Island card represents all things. Basically, you win the lottery. And so the divine is urging you this unrest, this sense inside of you. The reason that you're even here asking this question is because of this internal chaos. And that internal chaos is your soul, your spirit, your soul, the part of you that's connected to your higher power, the divine, won't let you, is not going to let you continue to live your life below your power, beneath what's possible for you. That's why you have the unrest. It's called purpose depression. You've been purpose depressed. You've been living beneath your potential. And because you've been living beneath your potential, you've been experiencing the side effects of doing so. And that's the unrest. That's the thing inside of you that's calling to you that won't leave you alone. It's your spirit saying, let me out. Unleash me. Unleash me. Let me out. Let me out of here. Let me show you who you are, what you have inside of you. Unleash me. And that's the call of the divine to you inside of you. It's a cry from inside you. It's the cry of your spirit, your soul, begging you to unleash the power within. That's what this is about. The divine begging you to unleash the power within. And if you will answer this call, my friend, as I said, just as another reminder, you get all the things and you get an entire new life, feeling passionate, feeling inspired, feeling motivated, understanding everything about your life, understanding. And I'm going to show you this, just one more card underneath because it was there. The answer to all the, you're going to get the answer to all the questions. Why? There it is, the why card. Everything in your life will make sense. all the hurdles, all the obstacles, all the trials, all the losses, all the betrayals, all the whatevers. I don't know you, my friend, but whatever those things are, you're going to get the answer to all of it, and it's all going to make sense. You're going to go, wow, I get it now. Now I get it. Now I understand my being, my purpose. I understand my why, my what for. I understand why I'm here, what I'm supposed to do. It's all going to, you're going to get crystal clarity about the entirety of your life. And you're going to get the benefits and the blessings because you chose courage and not mediocrity. You chose courage and not fear. You chose courage, not comfort. You stepped out of your comfort zone and you trusted the divine because you listened to the call, and you didn't just listen to it, you answered. So you have something very powerful, my friend, coming up for you. And if I had to simplify this and summarize it, it's just trusting the sensation that you already feel inside of you. It's trusting it and just taking the leap of faith, taking the spiritual trust fall that if you take the leap of faith, that the divine has got your back, that you're not going to be abandoned, you're not screwed, and the divine is asking you to reflect on it. Sit with yourself, really think about it, really reflect, really go deep inside of your soul and your spirit and find out if it feels true for you or not. Because I truly believe that it will. I believe the more that you acknowledge that sensation inside of you, the call inside of you that's arising, the louder it will get. You will get the confirmation inside of you. And I believe that you're going to get it outside of you if you ask for it. Ask the divine for crystal clear synchronicities and clarification. Ask the divine for crystal clear. Say, send me proof out here in the 3D world. And then wait. And if you ask and you mean it, you will get the sign. I trust me. I mean, it could happen instantly. It could happen, you know, it might take a little bit of time. It might take 1 or 2 weeks before you see it. But if you ask and you mean it, the divine will give you a sign. We'll send you a sign that's irrefutable for you, that when you receive it, when you see it, you're going to go, okay, I got it. I know that I know that I know now that yes, that I got my answer. But you already have the answer. I don't really feel like you need it. You already have it because you've been feeling it for some time now. And so now the only thing left is, what will you do? Because we all have free will, and the divine has two non-negotiables with all of us. The divine will never violate your free will, so you have a choice, and the divine will never give you anything that's not in your highest good. And right now the divine is trying to get you connected to what's in your highest good. But the divine's not going to violate your free will. So hopefully that makes sense for you, my friend. All right. Did I miss somebody else? I think there was, I thought I saw something about another donation here. And yes, Tim, you can actually absolutely send me an email. My email is, I'll drop it in the chat for you here. It's in the description, but I'll drop it in here really quick for you. That's my email. You can reach me there. Okay, Hector is here. Hector, I think that was you. I believe you said you donated. So Hector, you may ask your question. And for everybody else, I don't know how much longer I'll be on. My laundry should probably be done soon. So if you would like a reading, you guys can donate too. Otherwise, I don't know how. I'll try to get to as many of you as I can, because I won't be on for much longer. Monty reached out to me in September after a very long time of no contact. We met up. Haven't heard from him since. Just want to know why and what the energy looks like now into the near future. Okay. All right. So, all right, I got a few things here. So the first thing that's coming to me, Hector, is keep in mind that we're all in this 9 universal energy right now, which is about closure. Okay, so just keep that just keep that in your mind, and we'll see what else wants to come out here. But there's something. I mean, it could have just been a thing about closure. It could have just been testing the waters. Maybe they were wanting closure on something, or maybe they were just swinging back around, and it was kind of more of a test for you. Okay, interesting. All right, so we have this Earth energy here, which is giving an Ace of Pentacles vibe. Um, so we'll start here. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy, but also Ace of Pentacles vibe. So I feel like there's a lot of mixed energy going on with Monty. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. We do have endings here though, and we have contract, and we have the divine feminine, which is giving me Empress vibes. At the bottom of the deck we have family. Oops. And then we have mentorship underneath that, which those don't really resonate, but this family card kind of does here. I'm going to show you this. I don't know if you're looking at the I don't know if you're just listening or you're actually looking at the video, but on this card there are these 2 owls here, and there's like these 3 eggs in between them, like starting a family here. Now owls represent wisdom and knowledge here. And the number 3 is about reunions, celebrations, and collaborations, right? So I do feel like at some point you and them you had a once upon a time in a galaxy far away, you and Monty had a strong connection. We have contract here, which is telling me that you guys obviously have a soul contract. So you were meant to meet this person. You could have even maybe at some point you could have even talked about marriage or discussed marriage. I don't know that for sure, but it's possible that you guys could have had, um, you know, you could have talked about a serious potential future because we do have the family card here as well. So there's a few energies feedbacking off of that. They still see you as somebody. I mean, they're still drawn to you. They're still attracted to you. We have the divine feminine card here, so they're still pulled to your energy. So let's take a look and see. Let's start here. Oh, if I can shuffle. Well, all this came out really quick. So we have differences, we have forgiveness, we have romance, and we have effort. So I feel like this is definitely like a closure energy, but there was also like a testing the waters vibe. Um, let's get clarity with the tarot. Why did Monty approach All right. So we have the Page of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So there was definitely a love interest. Like they definitely were coming back around, but there was confusion here because we have the Seven of Cups here. There was a lot of mixed feelings, a lot of mixed emotions, a lot of self doubt. There was confusion. Um, Obviously, you guys, or at least as far as they're concerned, I don't know how you feel, but how they feel because we're looking at their energy. You know, they felt like at least in the past that you guys just couldn't get along because you have the differences here. And this is like a Two of Swords energy. So you guys just didn't seem to be able to get along or figure things out, or maybe you guys just at that point in time, maybe it felt like you guys were wanting different things. But there's closure here with this forgiveness card, and they still have romantic feelings for you, obviously, because they have romance here. We have the Page of Cups, which is the apology energy, but there's emotion behind the apology. We have the Ace of Cups, which is wanting to start a new beginning here because they have feelings for you. They're drawn to you probably because you have a soul contract with them. And yeah, we have the Magician here at the bottom of the deck, which is tied to the effort card. So this is basically them moving towards you, hopefully try, the Magician is ruled by Mercury, which is a card of communication. It's Virgo and Gemini. And then we have Virgo up here as well. So I don't know, either you or them could be Virgo. That doesn't really matter to me, but I just figured I would mention it because it's there. So we have double Virgo energy here. But they you've definitely been on their mind, and they've definitely at the very least are wanting closure from you. And then look, you can't make this up. Underneath the Magician, we have Taurus Libra here with the Empress card, which is the divine feminine energy there. So that's showing up twice. We have Judgment underneath that, which is about, it's tied to this Page of Cups here, which is, evaluating the past and basically, okay, so there you go. You're Gemini, he's Capricorn. So there's your energy there with the Magician. Capricorn we have out here with the Earth energy over here. Um, so we have this evaluation of the past and making a major decision, but also putting a lot of major thought into this and saying, maybe we could work this out. Maybe there's a second chance here. But there's a lot of fears, there's a lot of unknowns, there's a lot of illusions underneath that with the Moon card. But they do want to make peace with you. They want to make things right. There's the closure energy with Temperance, right? So, and I feel like that's that the mixed energy comes from these two cards. Actually, these. Oh, okay. Actually, there's a lot. Uh, yeah, there's a lot. I mean, basically the whole entire bottom of this deck is the mixed energy. So let me get these out of the way. So I'll just show them all to you really quick. So basically, starting from the Moon, you got Temperance, wanting to make peace, wanting to make things right, wanting closure. There's a lot of overwhelm here, though. There's overwhelm here with the Ten of Wands about what's happened in the past, but a lot of overwhelm tied to this confused energy with the Seven of Cups. Ten of Cups, there's that family energy. This is them wondering if they effed up, wondering if maybe you were the person, maybe you were the one that got away, wondering if maybe, hey, I don't know, maybe there's, you know, I've been doing a lot of thinking. Hindsight's 2020. Maybe this was the person that was right for me, or, you know, I don't know. There's confusion about that. But they definitely thought, at least at some point, you or them thought that this was going to lead to it because the Ten of Cups is here and the family card is here. We have the Sun. Once upon a time, you know, there was a lot of happy energy. There's a lot of excitement in this connection. And it's also tied to the soul contract because we have these two children on here. The innocent, and children represent the soul. Three of Swords, but there was pain and heartache. I think that you guys both actually came into this with pain and heartache pre-existing. So, you know, there were things that were affecting your guys' relationship beyond just, you know, the challenges that occurred between you. Like you had stuff that you were bringing into the relationship. that was potentially unhealed or undone or undealt with, and so did they. So you both were coming in kind of with this Ten of Wands energy, which is kind of baggage. And I'm not saying that to be ugly or mean or rude or anything. I'm just saying, I mean, we're all human, you know, like, and so we all can, if we're not consciously aware of what we haven't healed within ourselves, then we're going to bring that into our relationship. Even if it's just old, really, really, really old childhood stuff, like attachment stuff, you know. So underneath the Three of Swords, we have the Devil. Now the Devil has lots of energies attached to it. Now obviously there's his energy because he's Capricorn, but this is also the love-hate relationship. Like, you know, this is why they're coming back towards you, because they feel the weight of the contract, because you're bound together by this soul contract. But it's also the toxicity of within the relationship. Like when things are good, they were probably good because we have the Sun card. That's when things are good, they're really good. But then we have the Devil, which when things are bad, they're really bad. That's why we have the differences here. So there was a lot of toxicity here between you two. It was a love-hate relationship. And this is also the card that represents the patterns between you, the fights, the not getting along, the spiraling, going into self-preservation, all the things that happened that ended the relationship to begin with, which is the endings card here, comes from that Devil energy, right? Underneath that, we have the desire to work things out with you and put effort in. We have the effort card here. So the Eight of Pentacles energy to the effort card there, the Eight of Pentacles, the literal Eight of Pentacles in my hand here. So it's like there's a lot of work and effort that would need to go into this if you guys were to entertain this again, because the Devil energy is here. That hasn't gone away. So, you know, and I don't know if I feel like when they reached out to you, they had an expectation. And I think that by reaching out to you, that was part of this Devil energy. Hold on. I'm trying not to sneeze, but I may. I failed. I sneezed. I tried not to, but I couldn't fight it. But part of it is this Devil energy. So they reached out to you because of the Devil energy, but then they didn't reach out to you. That's why it's confusing to you. So, well, they reached out to me, but I haven't heard from them since. It's like, well, they reached out to you because of the Devil energy, but then they disengaged, they ran just as fast because of the Devil energy. So the Devil energy is controlling everything, right? That's why a lot of effort is going to be needed within both of you, if this was ever even going to work a second time. Now, underneath that, we have two energies attached to the Hierophant, which is also attached to this Eight of Pentacles. The two energies attached to this is saying, yeah, there is a chance that you guys could have made this work. There's a chance here where you guys could have had the Ten of Cups and the family card. Like, you have a soul contract. Like, there is, the healed, let me put it to you this way. The healed versions of you could have made this work. It could have turned into something long term. Maybe it could have turned into marriage. Maybe it could have turned into a family. That's the healed version of you, the temperance version of you. But the Devil that's been running the show has not allowed that to occur, because the Devil can only be dealt with on an individual level. You have to deal with your demons, he has to deal with his demons. And if you guys can deal with your demons and you can, get into this temperance energy, metaphorically speaking, then yes, you could have had this Hierophant commitment and that family commitment. That was a possibility. Now, the second energy attached to this has to do with getting outside assistance, basically saying, hey, if you want to stop these patterns from happening between each other, and you want to stop these patterns from happening in the future with other people, then it might be worth investing in an outside professional, whether a therapist, a coach, somebody who can help you become aware of your patterns or aware of whatever within you needs to be healed and resolved, so that those patterns no longer exist when you go back into you step back into the dating world, romance, relationships, and all those things, whether it's with money or not. right? And then underneath that is the fulfillment, emotional fulfillment. So it's basically saying if you do the work, because we're still at the Eight of Pentacles, which is putting the effort in, the Eight of Pentacles attached to outside assistance leads to internal fulfillment, the Nine of Cups. But if you don't do the work, then you're at this Two of Swords energy, which is right back here to the differences. So the divine is saying essentially, and that brings us full circle to the Magician card here at the bottom, is saying that you and Monty have the ability to create a different reality. It's not doomed to failure. We don't have a Ten of Swords. We don't have the Death card. We don't have, you know, we don't have, we don't have, there's no major ending cards here. We don't have a Tower. Um, we don't have a Ten of Swords. I think I said Ten of Swords. So there's no major ending cards here that have come out, but it is well, we do have this endings card. So I take that back. I mean, because obviously it did end, but it's essentially saying that the ending didn't have to be permanent, and maybe it still doesn't have to be permanent. It's really up to you, and that's what the Magician is saying. It's up to you, depending on what you do, because the Magician is all about cause and effect based on action, and every action has a reaction. Every action has a consequence, right? So you get to decide, because the Magician is the creator of their own reality. You get to decide ultimately how this plays out, and so do they. And when you're in a relationship, it takes two. So, you know, it's really up to you at this point, how you proceed and what you decide to do. But to answer your question, why did they reach out? They reached out because they have feelings for you. That's very clear. Ace of Cups, Page of Cups, and then we had the Ten of Cups here, and we had the Sun. You know, we have forgiveness, and we have romance here. And so obviously they have feelings for you still. Now, I don't know um, how you feel towards them, but there is this is the linchpin. These two cards. There's a Three of Swords, which is the pain, and then there's the Devil. And the Devil is the more important of the two because the Devil is the major arcana. So this is the major issue. Why did they run? Why did they not, why did they leave? Because of this. And the devil can be anything. The devil can be fears, can be patterns. The devil, you can do a deep dive by researching the devil, because this card represents many, 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 many things that have to do with, you know, the things in our lives that don't serve us, essentially. And so, you know, that's why basically they ghosted you after connecting with you. Uh, you know, they got scared, they got triggered. Maybe they had maybe once they interacted with you, they had a change of heart. Like there's a lots of different. They could be an avoidant attachment style. There's lots of possibilities there that the devil could um, could mean or relate to in that. So you said I care a lot for him, but in the past, in the I think you meant to say in the past, I put in a lot more effort, and so I'm trying to be cautious about how much I give. And I agree with you. You should definitely not betray yourself. This should be a non-negotiable with every one of you out there. Not just Hector. I'll ask that question for you really quick. But while I shuffle the cards here to ask the question, will he reach out to you again? A non-negotiable for every one of you out there when it comes to your relationships. If you're ever, not just your relationships, your life, your career, your family, your relationships. And this is just my opinion. Obviously it's I'm the one with the microphone. It's my channel, so it's my opinion. And you guys are allowed to obviously disagree, but it's my opinion that if anything in your life asks you or tempts you to betray yourself, that should be a non-negotiable for you. The answer should always be no. I refuse to betray myself. I'm not going to betray myself for any person. I'm not going to betray myself for a family member, a friend, a job, money, success, validation, attention. I'm not going to betray myself for pleasure, for comfort. I'm not going to betray myself. That's just my opinion. So will Hector, I'm sorry, not Hector, Monty. Will Monty reach out again? Will they reach out again? All right, we got the Two of Pentacles. They're thinking about it, but they're not sure. They're back and forth on it. Two of Pentacles, they're going back and forth. They're thinking about it. They're considering it. Ace of Wands, that's a possibility. They're feeling drawn to you. There's passion and motivation here. They're feeling drawn. Give me one more in a bottom deck. One more in a bottom. Six of Pentacles. They're wanting to. We have the Page of Cups. They're wanting to, and then we have the Two of Wands. They're still unsure. They haven't made up their mind yet. But I'm going to say, let me check underneath that. We have the Ace of Swords and then we have the Emperor. I'm going to say, I'm going to give a conservative 70% chance. I'm going to say it's leaning more towards yes than no, but there is uncertainty. And the uncertainty might have more to do with them figuring out what it is that they want to say or what action they want to take here. Because we do have the Page of Cups twice now, and we do have the Six of Pentacles, which is, generosity, giving, equal, putting in equal give and take, that kind of thing. So I'm gonna say the answer is more yes than no. I want to say 70% chance. Yes, you will probably hear from them again. But what I'm gonna emphasize for you again. Pay attention to this, because until this gets resolved, till this devil energy is resolved, you're probably not going to have anything different than this same outcome, this endings again. Now, if you both can agree to do things differently, and if you guys can both agree to heal, and you guys both take responsibility for why things didn't work the first time, and you're willing to both put in the actual work and effort to change so that you don't repeat the past, then there's a chance here that maybe things can go. Because we do have the Ten of Cups and we do have this family card here. So it's by no means doomed to fail. There's no energy here that's telling me it's doomed to fail, but it is saying that there is definitely work that needs to, there's a lot of work that would need to happen between you guys to in order for this to be a healthy connection, at the very least. Yeah, I agree with everything you just said in the chat there. There definitely needs to be boundaries. Um, and you also need to know what you want. Like, just because you have we can't allow our feelings to allow us to betray ourselves. We have to have clarity. We need to know, like, hey, you know what? You can have all the love in the world for somebody. You can care about them. You can have passion for them. You can want them. You could wish, hey, I wish this would work. You can have all of that. But if our emotions override our ability to think clearly to the point that we're betraying ourselves, then it's not even really their fault anymore, because it's not the other person that made us betray ourselves. It's the fact that we didn't rein in our feelings. It's the fact that we didn't take responsibility for the fact that we allowed that other person to influence us out of our values, to influence us out of our integrity, and to influence us out of the things, staying true to ourselves. So I agree with you. There would have to be some type of boundaries there. Like, hey, you know what? I care about you. I love you. I'm glad that you reached out to me, but I have non-negotiables. And if we're going to like open this door again and we're going to go down this path again, things have to be different. And what does that look like? This is what it looks like for me to for in order for things to be different. And obviously you guys would have a conversation about that. Um, and make sure that it's all spelled out. So it's very understood what the expectations are, what the new expectations are moving forward. And as long as you're both willing to honor that, and it's not just words, but there's actions being put behind those words, then I would say sure. Give it a shot, give it a chance, see what happens. I mean, you have nothing to lose here at that point. So I hope that helps. All right, so who else is here? Is anybody else donated? I haven't seen anything, and if not, then I'll just do some quick reads for as many of you as I can, and it will be quick because I've only got a few more minutes that I'll be on. So, Gina, you are up, my friend. You may ask your question. Okay. What do I need to know about this Aries, Jeremy? Not sure what his intentions are. Everything happens for a reason. What does the universe want me to know about this? All right. All right. So the Aries and Regina. What does she need to know? Okay, Gina. I don't know if this person's been divorced or they went through a divorce recently or some type of loss or something. There's something they haven't healed from though. We have the sickness card here. Um, we have justice here. This could be, I mean, this could be, you know, cause and effect for something they did, or it could just even literally be a divorce. We have the seasons card here. I know you can't really see it. This person's coming out of something. They're coming out of a transition or a time or a change. We do have contract here and justice. Those are two heavy divorce energies with the sickness energy here. This is also tied to soul contract because at the bottom of the deck we have the Six of Cups and contract here. So there's a soul contract energy here. We have the Ten of Swords underneath that. There was a painful ending here. So again, I really feel like this person's gone through something. I don't know what. We have the Eight of Pentacles here, which is putting in effort. We have the Ace of Cups. Obviously, they have feelings for you. We get the Knight of Pentacles. We get the Emperor and the Eight of Wands. So down here we have the Magician, the Ten of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. So this is somehow the Ten of Pentacles somehow tied up here. Initially, I was like, okay, the Ten of Pentacles. I didn't know if that was towards you, but I feel like this is whatever they've gone through here. Are you sure they've never been married? Are you absolutely 100% sure? Were they ever engaged? Was there something? I mean, there's something here. This card here is undeniable. Something with this person. It doesn't have to be marriage. I'm not saying that it has to be, but the sickness card here is, I mean, it could be a literal sickness, but I'm not 100% sure on that. To me, it feels like more like an emotional wound. They've experienced something. But they obviously I mean they're emotionally interested in you with the Page of Cups, but the problem also is that they're they're emotionally immature, and I don't say this to sound ugly or judgmental, but it's a page. It's child. You know, we're talking about somebody who's like, you know, the emotional maturity between, 1 and maybe 15. Like that's a page energy. So this is not somebody who's very emotionally mature, but they are emotionally interested. It's more like a crush though than it is something serious. Now they see you as somebody very nurturing, very sensitive, very caring. So they're drawn to you because of this Queen of Cups energy. But I would be careful with that because you know are they coming at you because they have a mother wound and it's like, hey, I never like they're unconsciously or subconsciously they're drawn to you from the place of I didn't have a great connection with my mom or an emotional connection with my mom, and so now they're coming towards you with that type of energy. Yeah, we'll use this. I'm gonna ask what are their intentions? What do they want from you? What does Jeremy want from Gina? Okay, so yeah, we have the Five of Cups. So he's going through a loss right now. There's loss, there's guilt, there's regret. So now we know what the sickness is tied to. There's the Five of Cups, which is tied to the sickness. There was some type of loss, some type of pain that he experienced. I feel that it was a divorce or something. The Six of Cups is here again, something that happened in his past. Maybe his kids were involved or something to do with kids. If not, then it's just something from his past. But I do still feel like you know, you feel familiar to him. There's a past life energy attached to that potentially as well. And we have the Six of Wands. So he's trying to act like it's not affecting him as deeply as it is. And this is also him wanting to feel successful and validated again. after this loss. So there's a part of him that's acting like, hey, I'm good. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Look at me. Here I am on my high horse. Like I'm good. Success, victory, attention, validation, like, everything's good when it's the 5 of cups when it's really not. Um and that coincides with the page of cups here. And at the bottom of the deck we have the 5 of pentacles. So yeah, the 5 of pentacles is just basically saying uh, the same thing that the 5 of cups was saying. It's just saying it in a different card. He feels alone, he feels abandoned, he feels unworthy, self-worth issues, rejection, you know, he's just in a really bad place. Whether he's showing that or not. Now of course if he's coming towards you, I'm sure he's not coming towards you like this. Woe is me, my life sucks. If he's coming towards you, he's going to be coming towards you like this, because he wants to impress you. He wants to put on his best. He wants to put on the Sunday best, so to speak. That's what that is saying. But the reality is he's not doing well. So I don't know exactly what's happened to him. Um, I will pull a quick card for you, just because I don't want you to go, because I care about you. I don't want you to go and just some shit. I'll just pull a quick card for you. So what's in your highest good? Now again, you can do whatever you want. Obviously, Gina, you know all the things. You can do whatever you want. You have free will. What's in your highest good? What's in your highest good is right now, this is going to be a burden. If you say yes to this right now, we have the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, which is an offer. In other words, there's a potential here. There's potential here, but not right now. If you say yes right now, you're going to be taking on a lot of burden and a lot of baggage, because he's got some work to do. Underneath the Ace of Pentacles, we have the Ace of Swords, which is truth and clarity, and underneath that is the Four of Swords, which is saying that he needs to heal. So there is a chance. This Ace of Pentacles is saying there's a possibility that if he heals, then he could there is a chance. Like if he does the work and he heals and he figures his shit out, then there's a chance underneath this that you know, something meaningful could come of it. But not right now, because right now, if you move forward, you're just going to be taking on all of his burdens, because he's going to be putting on you. You're going to have to be his therapist or his mom. But if he does the work, if he's willing to do the work and then come back towards you, you know. So my advice to you, my friend, is my advice to you is, you know, maybe you could friend zone him for now and see, you could tell him what you need from him. Say, hey, like, I like you. If this is true, I don't know if you like him. I don't know. But if you do like him, you could say, hey, look, I like you, but you know, I feel like, you know, you need to heal from whatever you've gone through. This is what I need, you know, before I'm going to open my heart to somebody. This is what I would need to see. You can just paint the picture for him. And if he's willing to do the work, you don't have to cut him out of your life. You can friend zone him for now, and then if he decides to go and make the changes and do the work, then you could at that point come and say, okay, I'll leave the door open a little bit for you, you know. So it's not a hard no by any means, but you do need to guard yourself. You need to protect yourself. In my opinion, I'm just telling you what I would do. Like if you were, obviously I care about you. Um, if I were you, I would not betray myself. Make sure you have boundaries. You could keep him in your life as like a friend. You know, don't let him, if he's like, uh, pushing your boundaries or doing something like that, then I would say, hey, you know what, like, you have to tell him though, so he knows, because if he doesn't know what your boundaries are, then he won't know. So the fair thing to do is explain what your boundaries are, explain what you need, explain what you expect. If if he wants to pursue you romantically, and then he's going to have to show up and prove actions more than just words. And if he's willing to do that, then I would hold space for it. Say, okay, you know, I'm here for it. If you put in the work, the door's open. Otherwise, I'm cool with just being friends, if that makes sense. Okay, Lucky's View. If you're here, you can ask your question, and I'll be kicking it in high gear because I got about I don't know, probably 10 or 15 more minutes tops. So I'm gonna have to speed up. Lucky's View. If you're here, you may ask your question. I'm not trying to rush and don't want to take on somebody else's burden. I've worked hard to get where I am. Yes, 100% Gina, 100% my friend. I agree. 100%. What's the energy that's coming up from Scorpio for our connection? Okay. What's the energy coming up from Scorpio for our connection? Well, right now, you guys are taking a pause for the cause. Things are up in the air right now. There could be some delays, or there could be a need for seeing things from a different perspective, putting yourself in the other person's shoes. Now, obviously, you said Scorpio. There they are. We have the King and Queen of Cups, ladies and gentlemen. We have a divine match here. So there's the Scorpio energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces there, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces here. So we have a divine match here. We have a lot of passion and magnetism between you two. And then we have Temperance. So there's a chance here. Now, Temperance between these two is also strong, strong, strong soulmate energy, strong pull towards each other, especially with the Ace of Wands here. It's also a card of harmony and balance and reconciliation. But patience is needed. Patience with each other, moderation with each other is needed. But right now, there's some suspension here. Why is the Hanged Man here? What's that about? What's the suspension about? What's the holdup? Or what's the new perspective? What's the holdup or what's the new perspective? Okay, Page of Swords. Yeah, needing to be curious, needing to be curious, needing to learn each other, needing to put yourself in the other person's shoes, needing to learn and understand them, seeing things from their side, putting yourself in their shoes, understanding who they are and them understanding you. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Wands, conflict over something. But it's also a card of training. It's a card of learning. Now we have the Knight of Cups here, which is romance. You guys have a powerful connection. Temperance, Ace of Wands, and the Knight of Cups, and then we have the Ten of Pentacles. I mean, this could go the distance potentially. You guys have a very strong connection with each other. But there's that not Five of Wands, Seven of Wands. I apologize. There's defensiveness here. You guys are stubborn. There's defensiveness. There's a lot of fear, anxiety, and insecurities here with the Nine of Swords. So these two cards right now are the ones that are causing all the problems here. These two cards at the bottom are why the Hanged Man is here. You guys have been defensive towards each other because you guys have allowed your fears and anxieties and insecurities to, affect the relationship. And that's normal, by the way. You're human. Everybody goes through this. Every relationship has their conflicts and their issues, their problems. But the defensiveness here and the pride, needing to be right, me versus you instead of us versus the problems. That kind of stuff is the stuff that's affecting the relationship here. Um, and so the Page of Swords is the curiosity that's required. Radical curiosity, radical curiosity, radical curiosity, radical curiosity. You guys need radical curiosity, putting yourself aside, putting your ego aside, putting your defensiveness aside, and putting yourself in their shoes to learn about them and who they are. It should be more important for you to understand them right now than it is for you to have them understand you. If you're wanting them to understand you more than you're willing to understand them, then you're doing it wrong. So your job now is to set yourself aside. I'm not saying forever, okay? I'm not saying sacrifice yourself, sacrifice your needs. I'm not saying that you don't matter. It needs to be mutual, okay? They need to be doing the same thing for you as you need to be doing for them. It has to go both ways. It's not a one-way street. But it's not, hey, I'm going to sit back and wait for them. And I've got my guard up, the Seven of Wands. And I'm waiting for them to do all the work. I'm waiting for them to prove themselves. I'm waiting for them to understand me. No, you put you put the wand down, you put your defenses down and say, I'm going to get curious about you. I'm going to learn you. I'm going to try to understand you. I want you to feel safe, seen, heard, and understood. Right? And when you start to put that intention and effort towards them in an energy that's not defensive, then they're going to feel safe, seen, heard, and understood. They're going to put their wand down, and then they're going to reciprocate that energy. Okay, that's what the divine is saying here. So, strong connection overall for you guys. A divine connection potentially here. The possibility to build a future together if you guys can work through things. You need to stop being defensive, and you need to stop living in fears, doubts, and insecurities, or whatever's happened here. And if you guys can do that, and you can do it together in peace, balance, and harmony and reciprocity, then you guys have a great connection here, at least for now. Now, this is just now. This isn't forever. This is a snapshot of right now. This energy could change a day from now, could change 2 days from now, could change a week from now. But as it stands right here in this moment, because this moment is all that there is, this is what's available. It's a really actually a really good reading. So nothing too crazy, too bad, too negative. There's just some work that needs to be done, and you can actually, if you need assistance with that, you can purchase my book. My book is here. You can find it on Amazon. Just look up Better Than Before, Relationship Revolution, or you can just type in Better Than Before and then just type in Eddie Gilman at the bottom. And it's basically the manual for all the things that you need to know. Pretty thick book, 420 pages. I left no stone unturned, or whatever that term is. And there's lots of advice in there that would help you guys resolve all the things. Just throwing that out there. But yeah, you guys have an opportunity. I mean, if you can put yourself in each other's shoes and learn, there's a chance for you guys to learn some really cool things. Brandy, my friend Brandy. Okay, I really just fucked that up. I just put all these cards. Brandy. All right. Well, that's not good. What do we do here, Eddie? Don't mix your tarot cards together. Those go there, those go there, those go there, those go there. All right, we good? All right, we are good. No green cards in that deck, and we're good on that deck. Okay. Brandy, I haven't heard from Brandy. I haven't seen Brandy in a hot minute. I haven't seen Brandy in a hot minute. Brandy can come back. For Brandy, Brandy's got love on the horizon here, something to do with the soulmate. Could be a second chance, maybe working something out. We got regeneration here. There's a new you, Brandy. There's somebody's learned a lesson here. We got come to the edge. A decision's being made. A major decision's being made here. A possibility to leap into a new beginning. There is apprehension here, though, about the new beginning. there's apprehension here if this can go the distance, so you're afraid, you're not sure if you're going to take the leap, but there's a chance, the second chance here with something, a regeneration. And if it's not a regeneration with a past person, then you still have a soulmate here. Now, what's on your mind is this chaos and conflict at the bottom of the deck, because you don't want to repeat the past. But there's also a conflicted energy that's saying, hey, but I still have emotional ties to the past. Underneath that, between worlds, yeah, everything that I just said. You're in a tug of war energy. The chaos and conflict is internal chaos and conflict is a tug of war energy. You're still tied to a past energy that has a potential to work out, but there's also a new energy. So either way, you have love and a soulmate, whether it's with a past person soulmate or whether it's a new person soulmate. But that's what you have coming up for you between now and I would say the new year. Okay, and Anikta? Ankita? I don't know. I'm butchering your name. I know that. Ankita? Ankita? Is Ankita here? If everyone left, then I'm going to leave too. Who else is here? May I ask what I's feelings and next actions towards me? Absolutely, Gene. You should be the first person that gets a reading. You should also email me because I owe you probably like 10 readings. Four of Wands. Man, they see a future with you. Oh, Gene, Page of Cups. They got feelings for you. Ten of Pentacles. Pretty straight, pretty straightforward, Gene. This person sees the future with you. I mean, the Four of Wands, the Page of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles. We got the Magician. They really want this, and then got the Fool, a brand new beginning with you. I mean, there's like literally nothing bad here. I mean, what else could I even say? I'll just pull a few of these really quick, just for shits and giggles. I don't know if you're laughing because that's good, or I don't know if you're laughing because that's good or bad. But let's take a look here. Let's take a look. Okay, with the flirt card just came out. So like flirting with you. Okay, and a shit ton just came out. Let's see what all these are. So we got flirt. We have soul connection. They have a soul connection with you. That's that Four of Wands energy. Balance. So they feel like you bring balance to them. They're balancing out. It's a balance connection here. This person is afraid of being rejected. They find you comforting, supportive. Like they're really enjoying your energy. So they like you. But they have self-worth issues, which is tied to the rejection card. Just I'll do you because you're here. Everybody else isn't, so I'll do you. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have maturity. So they're still growing. There's some growing that this person's going through, but they also feel like you're like they sense your maturity. But there's two energies attached to this. There's your energy attached to this Gene, but then there's their energy too. So they're not necessarily where you are. Like, you know, they have some emotional maturity to do, but there's no bad energy here. This person has feelings for you. They like you. They want to be with you, but they do have some self-worth issues. They do have some rejection issues. So, well, and that's probably why. He tells you to message him and he responds by speaking to me. It's probably because of these things. He's afraid of rejection and he's got self-esteem issues. But I mean, you know, the cards say he's got he feels a strong connection with you. A soul connection at the very least. So I don't know. You know, maybe see what happens. stay open to it and see what, of course, if it's not up to, if it's emotionally, if he's emotionally, if he's too emotionally mature, then obviously, that's going to be hard to overlook. Yeah, let's find out. Is he single? I'll ask and see if the cards will give us an answer on that. And then Jess, you can have your answer ready. All right, the Nine of Wands came out, so if he's been through something, Page of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, he's going through some type of change. Is he single though? There's a Magician, Virgo, Gemini. That could be you. I don't know what his sign is. Cancer with the Chariot. I feel like he's coming out of something. Well, we got a King of Wands here. Eight of Cups. Yeah, I feel like he came out of something. And then the Tower is here at the bottom of the deck. Something blew up in his life. Step out of your comfort zone. Now, this is weird, Gene. I'm not going to lie to you. This card, I had this deck out at the very beginning of the read, and this card was on the floor the whole time, and I didn't see it. Step out of your comfort zone. So I'm looking because the Tower fell on the floor, and I would not have seen this card had that Tower not fell on the floor. So obviously, this card is for you. I'm going to take it that way, that it was for you. To me, it seems like he is single. I mean, it's not like definitive. I mean, we have this. I mean, but everything here seems to indicate he went through something. Nine of Wands, blue. The pain of whatever happened to him in the Tower, and this Eight of Cups. He's guarded the Four of Pentacles underneath this Page of Cups. Knight of Swords, and the Two of Wands underneath that. So I think he went through something. I don't think that he's with anybody. There's nothing here. I'm not getting the vibe that he's not. There's no cards here indicating anything. Underneath the King of Wands, Death. Look, we have the Death card underneath the King of Wands. So an ending with the Tower and the Nine of Wands. I think he recently went through something. But there's nothing here that I don't think that he's with anybody. No. If I had to guess, I would say no. If I had to bet on it, I would say no. He's not with anybody. Ace of Wands wanted to flip out there. So, use your imagination on what he feels with you about that. His wand is acing for you, which is no surprise. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know why he would say him. That's just maybe immaturity, or maybe he was saying that because I don't know. I mean, yeah, or maybe he just didn't, he didn't want somebody else to think that because maybe he was interested in you. There's lots of possibilities there. I don't know why he would say that, but I don't think he was saying it literally. Okay, Jess, and then I have to go unfortunately, but I will be on. I should be on more this week. I am actually on vacation this whole upcoming week and have a lot of things that I wanted to come out here and share with you all. So I will be on this week again, hopefully and probably at least 2 or 3 more times. I have the chance to move. Should I take it or not? Will I be more content with the move or not? This move will be drastic and stretch continents. Okay, that's a big move. All right, let's ask. Is it in Justice's highest good? You're welcome, Gene. Thank you for always being here, riding the long hours with me, modding for me makes this so much easier for me. I cannot tell you how much easier it is to just focus on this. Managing a list is actually quite a lot of work. So I deeply appreciate that you do that. And you can, you can email me all the time, my friend. And like I said, I owe you like a bajillion readings. It's the very, very, very least I can do for you. Okay, Jess, we have family. So something here, I don't know what that means for you. We have family. Oh, we have a man. Maybe a male's involved in this drastic move. I don't know if you met somebody overseas, and that's what this is about. Is it in her highest good? All right. Well, we have the past now. We have soul contracts. You have a soul contract with somebody. I don't know how this is. You can email me too. Yeah, I know. I know. You sent me those emails recently. Then we have endings. I get so distracted and I get so busy with all the things. I'm an INFJ. I think we've talked about this before. I'm really bad about that. All right, we have success and we have fulfillment. All right, so let me get a couple of tarot cards for you, Jess, because I can't 100% tell if this endings is, and you can chime in the chat if you want to, but this endings card, we have, this endings card is either with the past or this ending card could be with the male that you had a soul contract with. So I don't know the nature of your move. Uh, okay, so you'll be moving with your boyfriend. Why is endings here? All right, you're leaving something behind. Yeah, we get that. That's what the endings are. Eight of Cups are leaving something. Why is endings here, though? All right. Taking a leap of faith. All right. Yeah, I got it. And the Six of Pentacles. Ace of Swords and the Lovers. Gemini. We have success and we have fulfillment here at the bottom of the deck. So let me ask about the past. Because this endings is tied to the past in some way. I mean, this could just very well be the divine simply saying, hey, yeah, you need to do this because you need to leave the past behind to go out and have a new future. Because success and fulfillment is here. Why is the past here? I feel like there's more to the story, though. Okay, we have the Hermit, which is Virgo energy. We have the Seven of Wands. We have the the Knight of Swords, a quick change, a fast change, or making quick decisions. Wow, okay. We have the Lovers twice. Hold on, let me move these out of the way because you can't see it if you're looking. So we have the Lovers twice, Gemini energy. The Lovers here and the Lovers here. So it came out twice. That's very important. Anytime cards show up twice, that's a strong message. There's 78 cards in a tarot deck, so the odds, We have the Seven of Pentacles, which is investing, making an investment here. The Lovers is a major decision. It's not just about love, although love is tied to the soul contract here. So, this is really about making a decision that's in your highest good. What do you feel that's most in alignment for you in your future here? I'm asking about the past, and this is basically, we have the Knight of Swords, which is you leaving the past, but there's something about your past that you felt like you were having to fight for or defend yourself against. We have the Hermit here, Virgo energy, but this also, either you could have felt alone, you could have felt isolated, or this is just you've learned a lot. Reflection. You put a lot of deep thought into this, a lot of soul searching into this, and there's something about the value of something here with the Seven of Pentacles. Underneath that, the Four of Wands, like, I don't know if it was a lack of support. I don't know if your family was not supporting you. Yeah, we have Five of Swords at the bottom. So now that makes more sense. There was some type of conflict in your past. You felt you felt defensive about something in your past because of some type of conflict, and you had to decide if it was worth it to stay and I guess continue to tolerate it, or you were weighing up your options in how you could, paving your way for your own future here, or if you had the resources, or all of the above. It could have been all of those things. Um, all right, I'm going to ask one last question for you. I'm going to ask one last question for you. Yeah, so you guys are basically just kind of like hitting, like completely just kind of, kind of eloping without eloping, even if it's not eloping. Like, even if you don't run off into the sunset getting married, you're basically, you're basically, hey, let's just go. Let's hit the road and go. All right, what will happen if she moves? Future outcome. If she decides to leave and move to another country, what's kind of the big picture here? It's not going to go the way you think. It's not going to go the way you think. We get the Nine of Swords, which is a lot of anxiety, a lot of turmoil. There might be conflict waiting for you and your partner when you get there. So you guys might not get along when you get there. The Nine of Wands is here. Um, it's gonna feel like, you know you're gonna feel beat. You're gonna feel tired. You're gonna feel burned out. And at the bottom of the deck, we see a bigger story playing out here. So we got the Queen of Swords, which is you feeling a lot more defensive and guarded, kind of fed up because you have this Five of Swords here. Like there might be a lot more conflict in the future between you and your partner. Because if you're around him, he's the only other person if you leave and it's just you two, then who else are you going to be fighting with? Five of Pentacles, there's a lot of abandonment here, feeling left out, feeling like your needs aren't getting met. Um, there's going to be a lot of reflection here. The Four of Swords also going to be a lot of like you guys not talking, not communicating. Um, the Ten of Pentacles is here. Is kind of like, you know, there is this kind of like you're tied to you're tied to your partner here. So you have this. And the Ten of Pentacles is here as well. So there's like you have a strong connection with this person, and the Nine of Wands is not giving up. And then there's this Three of Pentacles, which is like needing to maybe get like a third person involved. Like maybe when you get there, you might end up having to like see a therapist or get help or find a community of people or something. Now the Ten of Pentacles is also tied to family as well. So which is up here, the family card up here. So there could be, you know, there could be some talk with or some, I don't know, communication or collaboration with family members once you get over there and you realize things aren't turning out very well. Then we have death. Now this could be a literal ending, like maybe things between you and your partner end, or this could just be a transformation. It could be a turning point. Like, like maybe you guys have a breakthrough, but the reason it doesn't look good to me is because we have the Eight of Swords and we have the Two of Swords. The Eight of Swords is feeling stuck, feeling trapped, feeling like there's not a lot of good options. And then you have the Nine of Swords up top here with the Five of Swords. So a lot of mental unrest, a lot of mental uh, clarity here. And then you have the Two of Swords, which is not seeing eye to eye and differences basically. So let me ask why success and fulfillment is here. Because that everything that I just read here is not good. Like that's definite, like I would not move in that energy. Because that was what's the outcome was the question I asked. So what is this about then? What is success and fulfillment about? Why is this here? All right, we have the Page of Pentacles, which is about learning, investing and learning. We have the Two of Swords came out again, which is about making a difficult decision. We have the Empress here. That could be a parent energy, a mother energy. It doesn't have to be. Um, it's also about self-worth, and there's also an energy attached to it about creating something new. Metaphorically speaking, giving birth to something. We have the Two of Cups, which is good. That's a strong bond and a strong connection here, probably with your partner. We have the Page of Swords in reverse, though, which is immaturity, not learning, not listening, not doing your research, you know. And it's also a card of thinking that you know more than you do, if I'm going to be honest with you. We have the Hierophant here, which is about traditions. It can also be like conforming, like feeling pressured by, you know, your family or the rules or the way that you were raised, things like that. But it's also a strong card of mentorship. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Death again, and we have that Three of Pentacles that wanted to come out again. And that was after me shuffling. So these two cards came out again. You know, and with the Hierophant and the Three of Pentacles, this is about, you know, I feel about, you know, talking to somebody first, getting an outside opinion from either a therapist, a mentor, or an expert, and the Death card, which is about transformation. Because underneath that, we have the Hangman, which is, hey, you know, take a pause for the cause, take a time out, try to gain new insights with this Page of Pentacles energy here, learning something and seeing the bigger picture. Otherwise, you're going to end up, you know, feeling stuck and feeling trapped or feeling like you can't make the right decision out of confusion, and ultimately leads to the Devil, which is something toxic, which is what you don't want. At the bottom of this card, we have the Fool, which is the new beginning. And so what this is telling me is that if you decide to speak with somebody before you make this decision so that you're clear and you gain clarity, then you'll make the right decision. So all these cards were clarifying these two, success and fulfillment. And so what the divine is saying, the divine is asking you to get assistance, get either a therapist, a coach, somebody you trust, that you really trust, and asking them. The divine is saying you might want to put a pause on making an impulsive decision. In other words, don't just go leap out and don't go just move across the world. Like, take a time out, and you and your person, because we have the Two of Cups here. It's not just you, it's you and your person. Both of you need to go together, because the Three of Pentacles is three people. So these two people talking to this person, which implies you and your partner need to go see somebody, and you need to talk about this and talk through this before you go make this decision. And if you talk through this, then you're going to get the clarity, and then you will have success and fulfillment. So there's some type of information that will come to you through an expert or a third party or a mentor or somebody you trust. Somebody is going to be able to give you advice here that will guide you guys in the direction that will lead to a positive new beginning here with the Fool card. So this is the direction you want to go if you choose. And the reason I say if you choose is because of the Lovers card. Which is a choice. So it's really up to you what you decide to do, Jess. So hopefully that helps for you. And come back and let me know what happens. Always like to hear from all you guys. Report back to me, or you can send me an email at imagine@dreamoutloud.center and keep me updated that way. I love hearing back from everyone, what's going on with you, how things unfold for you. And of course, subscribe to the channel, come back, and you know, I love being here to hopefully assist you guys and help you guys. And Brandy, now that you're back, Brandy, you're welcome. Just thank you as well. Brandy, I did a quick reading for you. You just have to scroll back a little bit on the feed. I don't know if you heard it earlier, but um, I did pull some cards for you earlier. You just have to scroll back a little bit in the feed there, and I did a quick reading for you because I felt like I needed to. I felt like you needed something. But yeah, just scroll back a little bit, Brandy, and you should see that. And I apologize, guys, that I'm not on like I am normally, which is usually for like 8 or 9 hours straight until my mind melts. But I will, like I said, I'll be back on this week. I've got some time off this week. I should be back on at least, I don't know, at least 2 or 3 times. That's my plan at least. And I have a lot more that I want to share with you guys. And so I appreciate you. And yeah, so like and subscribe, and I'll be back with you guys. And Brandy, just scroll back. I don't know how many readings it was, maybe 2 or 3 readings back. But if you just scroll back a little bit, Brandy, I did a quick reading for you. You'll find it. And with that being said, I love you guys. I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you guys for hanging out with me for a few, and I'll be back soon.